The Grey Havens Hour, a channel for those who love Tolkien's world and long to glimpse the deeper beauty beneath its tales. Welcome to the Grey Havens Hour, where we ride through the quiet truths and hidden loyalties of Tolkien's world. Today, we turn to a man often remembered only for battle cries and horse charges, but whose courage began long before the Horn of Helm's Deep. Éomer, nephew of Théoden, brother of Éowyn, the third Marshal of the Riddermark, and later its king. In this reflection, we'll explore Éomer's first meeting with Aragorn and what it revealed about his character, his defiance of Wormtongue and the exile that shaped him, his bond with Aragorn, two kings before they wore crowns, the difference between his book and film portrayals, and the meaning of Éomer's leadership in Tolkien's larger vision of duty and conscience. Because Éomer's story reminds us that loyalty, when blind, becomes obedience, and loyalty with conscience becomes honour. When we first meet Éomer in the Two Towers, he leads a company of horsemen across the Eastermet in pursuit of orcs who have raided the Riddermark. Tolkien writes, "A tall man, taller than all the rest, stood there before them, his hair long and flaxen, and his eyes were bright and keen." At this moment, Éomer has already been banished from Edoras, not because of disloyalty, but because he dared to defy Grima Wormtongue's influence. He rode out without the king's leave to defend his people. It's a quiet act of rebellion, and a costly one. In Tolkien's world, this is heroism born not of glory, but of conscience. Few scenes reveal character as sharply as Éomer's first encounter with Aragorn, Legolas and Gimli. Suspicion hangs thick, swords drawn, tempers high, until Aragorn declares, "I am Aragorn, son of Arathorn, and I am Elisar, the Elfstone, Dunedain, the heir of Isildur." Éomer replies with the now famous line, "I would cut off your head, stranger, if it stood but a little nearer the ground." It's both threat and test, a voice of a soldier weighing truth. But at the end of the meeting, trust is born. "I have spoken in the name of Théoden. Will you aid me?" "I will give you horses," said Éomer, "and may they bear you better fortune than their former masters." That moment, lending them horses against orders, marks Éomer's turning point. It's the first time Tolkien shows a man choosing what is right over what is merely lawful. Éomer's quiet defiance cost him his freedom. When we next see him in The King of the Golden Hall, he has been imprisoned by Wormtongue for disobedience. Gandalf's arrival and Théoden's renewal brings him release, but Tolkien makes it clear that Éomer's courage precedes any miracle. He is the moral heart of Rohan before Théoden's healing, a man who still stands while others bow. In the films, Éomer's exile is moved earlier and portrayed mainly as grief for his sister and loyalty to Théoden. But in the books, his defiance is philosophical, a stand against corruption. That nuance is often missed. At Helm's Deep, Éomer fights beside Aragorn and Théoden. Tolkien writes, "Down from the wall leaped Éomer, and with him went the king's household men." His valour is unquestioned. But what's interesting is how little Tolkien dwells on it. The author spends more time on strategy, on fear, on the breaking of the night. In contrast, Peter Jackson gives Éomer's arrival in the sweep of legend, galloping at dawn with the reinforcements of Erkenbrand. It's visually magnificent, but factually, in the books, it is Gandalf who brings the Erkenbrand's host. Éomer is already inside Helm's Deep, fighting. The change is cinematic, not thematic. Both show him as the fiery heart of Rohan's defences, a man whose courage kindles others. In the text, Éomer's bond with Éowyn is protective but respectful. When he finds her after the Battle of Pelennor Fields, stricken and motionless, Tolkien writes simply, "Then came Éomer, the young king, crying, 'Sister, sister!' His grief is fierce, but restrained. He calls her his sister before he names himself king. The film conveys the emotion, but omits the quiet dignity that defines him. Tolkien's Éomer loves not possessively, but protectively. His strength is mercy. After Théoden's death, Éomer becomes king. He leads the riders in their final charge, and is crowned in the aftermath of the battle. In The Return of the King, when the battle seems lost, Éomer refuses despair. "Great heart will not be denied. Éomer shall not be taken alive." That line sums up his northern courage. Courage even without hope. When peace comes, Aragorn calls him brother. Between us there should be goodwill all our days. This friendship of kings is central to Tolkien's vision of reconciliation. The men of the north and the south bound in trust, not conquest. The appendices tells us Éomer Erdig ruled in Rohan to the end of his days, and his friendship with King Elessar was a great comfort to both. He ruled long, wisely and justly. No shadow of pride, no lust for domination, only service. It's telling that Tolkien calls him Erdig the Blessed. Few receive such titles in Middle-earth. He is one of the few men who carry hope forward into the Fourth Age. The films end with only a glimpse of him, a silent nod at Aragorn's coronation. The books end with a king who has earned both peace and blessing. In Tolkien's moral landscape, courage is not obedience, it's conscience. Éomer's story stands between Boromir's tragic pride and Faramir's humility. He reminds us that loyalty to the right can mean defiance of the wrong, even when the wrong wears a crown. In him, Tolkien shows that strength of arms must serve strength of heart. Éomer is the rider who gallops between ages, from the twilight of old honour to the dawn of a new world. Thank you for joining us at the Greyhaven's Hour. Éomer's tale is not about triumph in battle, it's about moral vision, the courage to act rightly when obedience would be easier. He was the rider between duty and defiance, and because of him, Rohan's song still rides on the wind. If this reflection gave you something to carry, please like, share and subscribe. And tell us in the comments which rider of Rohan still stirs your heart. Until next time, ride with honour and keep the West in your heart.